Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother.
Hello all, and as you can see, we have a full house. We actually have one more that should be coming. Alex should be with us too, I think. I think he wanted to mainly talk G1, so we'll get to that near the end. So him not being here right now is fine. We said last time that we would talk SummerSlam a week after, or the week after SummerSlam, if something big happened. And something big happened, and I think we were all just so like over it that we were like, no, we'll wait. Glad we waited. More shit happened that we need to talk about. So we'll talk about Brock. We'll talk about the ESPN deal. We'll talk about UFC and the Paramount deal. We'll talk about what so far we have for Forbidden Door that seems really like maybe they should change the name of the show, and other things as well. So shall we start with Brock Lesnar?
Oh, you want to talk about how great SummerSlam was?
I did not watch it because of Brock Lesnar. I did not watch it. I know Brandon watched it because he thought we were going to review it, and I said we were going to review it, and I'm at work. First night was like, that's I'll wait. I'll wait till like Sunday, Monday morning when I'm up, and I'll watch both shows. I wake up kind of messing around while everyone's talking about SummerSlam, and then Brock Lesnar appears, and I'm like, fuck this show. Fuck this company. Fuck the show. I'm not watching this. I'm done. So,
are you surprised?
I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed, but I'll let everybody else go. Not in WWE.
Okay.
I'm not disappointed in WWE because this was allowed to happen. So I will put it that way. Does anybody want to go before I?
I'll just say first, I'm not going to say a whole lot because I made a whole extra about my trip to Evo, which is what I was doing SummerSlam weekend. I was having a great weekend, time of my life. And then I periodically would hop on Twitter just to see what's happening on SummerSlam. And then I saw Brock Lesnar. You know what happened? I'll tell you guys what happened. So I was sitting finals day. I think Tekken was going on. I want to say Tekken was going on. And then the guy in front of me, I don't even know this dude. I just hear him say, "Hey man, y'all know Brock Lesnar came back?" And then it was this guy sitting next to him. He was like, "Didn't he help rape that lady?" and I was like, allegedly. I was like, "Y'all serious though?" And I looked it up on my phone and I saw, that he came back. I saw like a clip of like him F5 and Cena. I didn't even know the crowd went nuts for him. I found that out when I got home. But then what I saw later was just scrolling a bit, not even paying attention to Tekken anymore. It was out of my mind. Just scrolling, just seeing like all these people defend like the WWE doing this. That was the disappointing part of it. I thought for once that everyone would be in agreement that at the very least somebody would be like, this is a bad idea. But instead, we got people going, well, it wasn't proven that he did it. It blah, blah, blah. He may have never even met the lady. If all of that is true, let's say all of that is true, right? At the very least, someone should go, hey, maybe it's not the best idea to do this because we really don't even need to. It's not like we're struggling. It was I don't know. I was disappointed.
Anyways, I'll get into that in a bit. Anyone else got anything they want to say about Brock Lesnar?
So I guess, funnily enough, as night 2 of SummerSlam was going on, I was actually
at a concert, right?
Yeah, I was at Lincoln Park, like literally like 10 miles away in Newark. So I didn't see it live. I saw it after the fact. But it didn't surprise me. WWE is a sleazy company. They do sleazy things. That's their history. It's in their DNA. So didn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, just a lot of people showed their true colors in
their
fandom and punditry.
They showed their asses. That's what they did. They showed their asses.
I thought you were going to be like, you can say Raj Giri.
I mean, you can.
you can always say Raj Giri. He's a big piece of shit, and he's going to claim that he's too busy golfing like a rich guy instead of just day drinking and not talking to his kids.
Damn.
Hey, if he didn't want to be made fun of a thing, he probably does. He shouldn't say dumb shit.
I just
tell me when I'm telling lies. It's just really gross. I don't get why he wasn't cleared by legal for a year and a half, but got cleared 4 weeks out with the exact same status, the exact same situation, the exact same standing in the court case. They kept him off TV when he wasn't charged with anything. So why did they keep him out? That would be the question for those people. Probably because he was a huge liability, and he's still a huge liability. But the reason they're clearing him is because they don't care. And they're probably going to try to run John Cena versus Brock Lesnar head to head with an AEW show. And all of the cowards are going to still watch that show after claiming how bad it was for Brock Lesnar to come back, whether they care about the legal stuff or not. Some people just hate that Brock came back because they're sick of Brock Lesnar. And they think it's like a waste of the Cena thing. Oh, it's not a new guy. Some people were sick of Brock Lesnar well before I know people in this chat and, other pundit smarks like, of our ilk. But like, people are going to choose it in the end. That's going to suck. And they're going to show their true colors, and we're going to point it out to them, and they're going to say, no, the sky is green. And we're just going to go, okay, and we just got to move on with our lives. Eat at Arby's.
If we're just talking about Lesnar, I'm not surprised. Lesnar's someone who's gotten special treatment his entire life, his entire sports career. This dude does nothing but win. Like when it came out to the fact that he's been gone, like you said, a year and a half, but he's been paid this entire time just to sit at home. Like I would say it's crazy, but it's not. Again, he just gets that special treatment. Like you said, they just don't care. And at this point, they knew that. I feel like they knew that the crowd was going to react like this. Is why they decided to bring him back, and it created one of those moments that these fans are urging for these days. And like you said, that music came out and they showed their true colors. And I don't know. Like I'm not surprised by this at all. And I don't know if this is not going to hurt their business. A lot of people said that. Like, I don't see that happening at all. Like you said, everyone complained for a day, maybe complained for a week, but then they turn on Raw and SmackDown. Like, it's nothing. Nothing's changed at all. So
the charges.
I don't know. I feel like it's definitely. Will we be surprised if Vince comes back once all this legal stuff is over?
Nope. Especially if there is a settlement where it's closed and they don't talk about it. Vince will be back. Especially after Nick Khan said, we didn't think anyone would care, and he was proven right. And it's like, all right. Because, no one's going to ask Nick Khan that actually interviews Nick Khan about, hey, dude, why is it that you seem to always be hanging out with these sex pests? Because that's a weird thing that, there's now a list. And it's not just a list of like one on one hand. It's like almost two hands filling up two going onto somebody else's hand. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, look at middle management. Look at the executive suite. It's rough.
It's crazy. But I feel like anyone that gets truly mad at WWE about this, blaming the wrong person. We as a wrestling community let this happen because nobody pressed WWE on this shit for 3 years now. Nobody wanted. They did one time and then they patted themselves on the back and said, "Oh, look what we did," and then never again. And they used every excuse under the sun. You continually Marquinhos.
It wasn't the time, Josh. It wasn't the time.
I'm going to get to that.
Hey, maybe next press conference. Maybe next month's press conference.
That's not going to happen. like Markeem said, you had the people who were going to be complete assholes online saying, oh, beyond Rod Geary just allowed these people to give these people a bigger, somebody who had a massive voice and gave them, say, look, this guy agrees with me. And that's the problem. You can say, oh, he wasn't convicted of anything. Oh, he wasn't actually charged. Like even the lawsuit has really nothing to do with him other than he was just used as evidence. That's true because of a snowstorm. That's why. If a snowstorm doesn't happen, then he's part of this.
Or if he doesn't get too drunk to do anything.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly. Like it's absolute crazy. We have the text messages. We know what happened. We know it was agreed.
Like it was going down. You know what you know what it reminds me of? It's like To Catch a Predator, but the guy didn't show up. You know what I mean? It's the same shit.
It's exactly that. And I saw people go, oh, look, all of these wrestlers took pictures with Rob Feinstein, and he's a kid. This is what they said. He's a convicted child molester. And I'm like, no, he's not. He was never convicted of anything.
True. That's true.
Because he was on that show, and you can't use that show because it's an entrapment and all of that stuff. You can't do that. But to be fair, you had people even after that, and I'm not talking about the wrestlers who were getting paid by him to do shoot interviews. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about actual promoters for years that allowed him to set up his little table and never should
DVDs, yeah.
Right, like, and which never should have been allowed. It should have always been like, no, dude, we want to have anything to do with you. And it took forever for that to happen. But this is back to my point. You had all of that happen, but then you had all of these people in the wrestling media and the people that cover pro wrestling acted all disappointed, acted all mad, and I'm like, no, dudes, this is your fault because none of you pressed WWE on this. None of you because here's the thing: people always go, well, it's not their job. It needs to be from like real media sources. Real media sources don't give a shit about pro wrestling. They see it as this scuzzy thing that it is. And all you just did was just prove that it was a scuzzy thing that they think it is because we just let it happen. They stood there and watched Brock Lesnar come back and they watched all those fans cheer. And trust me, anybody outside of pro wrestling that has been following any of this probably looked at that and went, what the fuck is up with that? What the fuck? It's that kind of stuff that they go, these fans don't care. Why should we care? And if you're not going to push it and you're not going to ask for the last 3 years why you have people still in that company that should have been gone the first time that Vince McMahon left, let alone the second time, should have been gone too. And not only were you had Pritchard on WrestleMania because Cody brought him out. It's the only thing I think Cody should ever be asked about this is why did you have him come out, especially after everything we know, and especially after the Ronda Rousey interview where she said, hey, he was there simply to do Vince's bidding while Vince was gone. And everyone just like, we don't care about any of that. Why? I understand we all knew that it was going on, but you need to ask the company about that. I understand that to even Dave Meltzer and Sean Rossap and Mike Johnson and everybody else, that they still need a bit of access. But the one thing I will say about Dave is that Dave still, when he can, does go hard on them. I don't think he's gone hard on WWE nearly enough when it comes to this stuff at all, especially at the start. He kind of started to, but has not at all. And so it's not WWE. I don't blame WWE because WWE did what we allowed them to do. And none of these people for 3 years wanted to ask any questions. Like Sean said, it wasn't the time or place. Well, when was the fucking time or place? Like, sometimes there is no time or place. Sometimes you just have to do it. And doing it once at a Royal Rumble when the announcement was first made, and then patting yourselves on the back and saying, look, we did our job. No, you didn't do your job. Especially those of you who actually do this for a living outside of pro wrestling. Fuck all y'all. I know none of them will see it. I know none of them will hear this. I know none of them, but they're the ones to blame. And the night of that, instead of getting mad at WWE, they all should have came on and said, you know what? We fucked up. We're sorry. He's back because of us. And none of them will do that. You know why?
They're not going to do that.
Yeah, because look what happened to that kid in France, where they all went ape shit simply because he asked a question that none of them would ask. And they were all like, oh my God, why would you ask this? 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 Or why would you use something that I didn't report and say that I reported it, even though you did report it? Why would you do all of that? Nobody except Dave Meltzer, who was one of the people who said the kid did the right thing, ever publicly said, we were wrong, you were right, blah, 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 blah. Nobody did that. All of that plays into that. It's why the media for this little geekdom thing that we have sucks so much ass. It is so bad. Especially, like, if you are part of other, like the people that cover other parts of, like, comic books or movies, and it's a lot of fandom, they don't do as bad as wrestling people do. The people that follow, not even because anything that happens like this, holy shit. Holy shit.
We were talking about it on the extra about Neil Gaiman. Josh, do you remember when that came out?
Oh,
everybody was on Gaiman. Everyone
was not only on Gaiman, they were on his wife. On his wife. They were on his wife because it came out that there was stuff that she knew about. They were on people in the business, in the comic book business, that said, hey, how many of you actually knew this shit was going on? Because it was apparently some of you knew this was going on. They were on them like crazy. And that's Neil Gaiman. That's Neil Gaiman. Like, that's crazy shit.
Who is way more legendary than Triple H, I'll tell you that
and
shit.
Loved. And absolutely, and I'm not saying that just because he is, like, I'm a massive fan of his, but loved by people, like absolutely adored by people. And people were like, fuck this guy. Like, right away was like, fuck this guy. And we can't get that. We can't get that in pro wrestling at all. And then people wonder why, oh, well, you know, the real media needs to. Real media is never going to do this shit. It is up to us. And I understand there are things that the people that follow this cannot do because they don't have the legal resources to break things. But once a story is broken and once we have, and the information is out there, it's free fucking reign. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Do your fucking job.
They want the access.
They want the access.
That's the main. That's really it.
I mean, that's it.
The access.
And if you're not willing to do the right thing because you want access on your shitty YouTube channel or your shitty whatever social media, TikTok, that what you're maybe making a couple of $100 if you're
definitely spending more going out to the event and doing all that stuff versus what you're making.
The amount of legitimate wrestling journalism is very, very low. It's Dave, kind of Sean, but like most of these guys are just people
John Pollock, I would say.
Yeah, John, sure. Pollock. Other people, I'm sure. But, like,
you know what? I've got another point. Okay. The biggest name outside of this circle that covers pro wrestling, and this is one of the problems, and this is one of the things that when it comes to Dave and Sean and even Pollock and everybody else, is Ariel Helwani. And none of these fucks will call out Ariel Helwani. And they need to call his ass out and say, this guy is not a friend of pro wrestling.
Juice, if you are watching, talk to your boy.
Talk to your
boy, Juice.
You feel like at one point he would have done
to
that.
Your boy.
Yeah, you feel like Ariel would have been one of those people to kind of raise those concerns and whatnot. He's just too far bought into.
He's in the bag. This guy for UFC. He was always fed shit.
All these guys want to do is they want to be involved. They want on-air positions. They want to be on their TV. They want to be a WWE official journalist. That's what they want. They don't care about actually. They don't actually give a shit about breaking any fucking stories. They don't care about getting these guys with the grills. They don't care. We'll talk about it eventually when we get to where W Network's gonna be going. But like, you think ESPN's gonna cover this shit?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
If there's like a major story, then they probably have no voice.
They haven't been doing it.
This
Yeah,
they haven't
but,
been
it's-
doing
but,
it at all.
but Brandon, it's been
No,
a
no,
main
no, no, no.
division.
I'm saying in regards to where they are now, as
Oh,
far as
because
like
they
in bed with them.
broadcast.
Fine.
Right.
If
Yeah.
the Vince story would have happened while they have to bring something up. They
Right.
can't
Yeah,
just completely
but how
ignore
much
it.
are they
That's a
going to
good
go
point. That's
now
a good
that they're airing the fucking product? They're not going to call themselves out. They're going to be like, "Oh my god, this company is run by a terrible person." Whoa, tune in at 8 when it's on. Like they're not going to call this shit out. Of course they're
Well, I
not
mean,
going
We see
to.
what they do in
It-
NFL. So.
Exactly.
I mean, but NFL, they're partially owned by the NFL, so now
Right.
that's
I mean, it's just crazy to me. I just think like, imagine if like something like this happened in the NBA. Adam Silver be answering questions about this for months and months and like it would never go away. It would never ever go away. Could you imagine how long nobody asked Triple H about this for years, bro? And imagine,
The vibes were
just
too
imagine.
high.
The
They didn't
bad
wanna
guy was
lose out on
gone.
the
This was
vibes.
David Stern and all this shit came out about that. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy, bro. It's crazy to me. It doesn't make any sense.
We need someone to do a David Stern Jim Rome, but in reverse.
Yeah.
That is an incredibly niche reference for no one.
More than anything, like I'm mad at the journalists for not going after WWE harder about this, but I'm also mad at the fans who are just like, well, he wasn't actually named in the lawsuit. He's innocent of this. It's
right.
To which anyone that says that, like, oh, Brock Lesnar's not guilty of anything, blah blah. Imagine your sister or wife or girlfriend or mother was Janelle Grant. Would you want to see fucking Brock Lesnar on that television anymore? I very much doubt it. But all these guys are
Alex,
willing to
these
look the
people
other
are
way.
fucking
that
freaks.
shit, Alex.
Don't give them an ounce of credit. These people are
I-
absolute nasty pieces of
Of course
shit.
they
They
are.
would
Of course
absolutely
they
not
are.
care.
Look, I get like I
don't know about that,
understand
Jake.
the
I don't know
idea
about that.
of separating the person from the character, but like Brock Lesnar's a piece of shit. Okay, everyone knows it. We all know it. We've known it since day one when he fucking
we
showed up.
didn't need this to know Brock Lesnar was
Exactly.
a questionable human being. Like,
But at the same
he's always
time,
been a questionable human being. We
again,
knew
it's
that.
like this is the guy you're gonna go to bat for. You're gonna go to bat for Brock Lesnar and defend this piece of shit. Really? Okay, that's fine.
But
I can note it.
But a lot of
to
these
do that.
people, these people are also shadow defending Vince too. That's the other part of it.
I have a thing about Shadow and Vince, but go ahead.
But that's the thing about this is that these people will not care if Vince comes back, and that is just as big of an indictment, because the thing is, if people not just had been asking Triple H questions about this, but had really been talking about this and had really been saying this whole time, because we've heard rumors since this started, since Brock left, that eventually Brock would come back. There needed to be a loud, like, consistent voice of, no, you cannot bring this guy back. You cannot bring him back. And there needed to be a loud voice to enough to where then maybe the real media says, yeah, maybe this isn't a guy you can bring back. So when they bring him back, then it is a bigger story. Or at the very least, that your sponsors and people like ESPN say, fuck you, you can't bring this guy back. This guy has got to go. You can keep paying him because you can pay him whatever his contract is. That's a different thing. When that story came out, I was like, they're probably paying off his contract. That's not an unusual thing. But yeah.
That's the reason Vince left, was because Slim Jim pulled out of sponsoring them. And that's the only reason Vince is out of that fucking company. You can't convince me of that. They didn't make him leave because of the lawsuit or anything. It was because of fucking Slim Jim.
Here's the thing on the sponsors too, is that, in the last, year, they've accumulated so many sponsors that they plaster all over the place, that if Vince did come back and one of the sponsors did object, well, they're all over the product now. So if they lose one, they're sure they could get another one to slide right in, and it would probably take a concerted effort from all of them.
Let's be honest, the sponsors that they have are not like what I would consider like grade A sponsors either. Like this, it's so weird. Why like you're gonna put Fireball of all things on your fucking ladders? Fireball? Really? That's the best you can get? Is
Fireball was good about 13
Hey, whoa,
years ago.
Whoa, chill out now. That's my lady's drink of choice. Don't do that.
Yeah, man.
Fireball, straight fireball.
Yeah, she tears that shit up, man.
Oh,
Like I said, it was good 12 years ago. It was great. But now, no way. I'm good.
Now, 12 years ago was Jägermeister,
That-
wasn't it?
Jägermeister.
Anything on Brock before we move forward? Anything
Oh,
else?
one
He's a
more
piece of shit.
one more thing I wanted to say. Okay, so you brought up the fans, Alex. I'm so glad you did that. I want to bring this up because I want to be fair. Okay, I want to be fair. I do not knock any fan that says, "Hey, I just watched this show. This is a show to me. I don't care about these people."
Halliburton.
You know what I mean? I don't care. Like, this is just a show to me. So Brock Lesnar's back. I enjoy watching him in the ring. He is the guy that wrestles matches in the ring. You know what I mean? If you want to do that, cool. My only thing is that if you do that, acknowledge the situation around what you are doing. Because I do that all the time. Look, I brought it up in my extra. I love Midnight in Paris. That is a fantastic movie. Woody Allen is a horrible human being. Both of these things are true. Both of them.
You could list not just.
I still watch reruns of Cosby Show.
Josh,
Harry Potter.
Josh, what's your favorite comic book series of all time?
It's still Sand. It's always
still
going to be
Sandman.
Sandman.
And
Like-
it will never change. Look, someone's gonna have to literally.
And one of my
write the
favorite,
greatest
and one of my favorite movies of all time is The Usual Suspects. I'm not gonna like.
And Kevin Spacey is my favorite actor of all time, bro. It is what it is.
It's like it's what are you gonna fuck it? You like if you're watching something purely for enjoyment, that's fine. But you, like you said, you have to acknowledge it. Like you and me did that extra, and I talked about the Sandman show, and I talked about the fact that it was weird watching it because I know what's going on, and you could definitely see like one of the things you could definitely see watching it is that he didn't have the influence that he had before because they were like, "Fuck, you can't be here." And so you can see that and you can feel that in the show. And like you said, it's not getting as good as reviews, but that's why. It's because he wasn't in the show and wasn't part of the show. But there's a reason for that. So like you have to acknowledge that as a fan. You have to say, like you said, Woody Allen. I grew up on Woody Allen movies because my mother loved Woody Allen movies. I saw there's one, what's one that he did is I absolutely hate the movie, Purple Rose of Cairo. That is, I think is absolutely what?
I don't like that movie either. No.
Man, I thought it was one of the worst things I'd ever watched. It was absolute. I was like, what the fuck was this? My dad agreed with me. We were like, what the fuck is this? But you can't sit there and like. There's a good example. You brought up Woody Allen. Way back when they used to do celebrity death matches, right? They did. Who did they do? They did Quentin Tarantino versus somebody else with Woody Allen as the special guest referee, and they made reference to the fact of, hey, your adopted daughter's in the audience, and she says, hey, you need to beat both of these guys
that was
up.
funny. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. It was funny.
Right? Because it's a little what the fuck. And but he's one of the most important directors probably of the last 40 years. And so you can't just like pretend he doesn't exist. But, and the thing about it is this is one other thing I want to talk about. WWE always talks about how, we took wrestling out of everything. We made it mainstream and we did all of these things. It's amazing they did all of these things. And yet the things they didn't change, which was the most carny of the carny shit, which is the stuff that they kept. And Vince fought, the treating women like shit, the bullying, all the other bullshit that goes along with pro wrestling that they kept on purpose. We don't talk about that, which would have been more important than any of the bullshit lies that they talk about when it talks about, them talking about doing stadium shows and all of that bullshit that if you actually know the history of pro wrestling, is all bullshit anyways. But anyway.
Of course it is. Just like everything else at WWE, it's bullshit.
My other thing also that I brought up in the extra, watch that extra. But that I brought up in the extra is I got tired of the grandstanding by these fans, bro. Now all of a sudden Brock Lesnar is back, and you're like, oh, I'm done with this company now. not the years of racism, not the fact
It's performative. It's performative. You know, it's performative. It's always the same. It's always like that.
It's like the people. It's
No
like
one
the.
sticks to their morals.
It's
Nobody
like the
sticks to
people.
their
It's like the people who are like, oh, he's not actually charged with anything. Look at John Moxley. John Moxley's actually getting sued. Yeah, he's getting sued for pushing a guy down. It's not on the same fucking planet.
And then if you want to be real, I mean, we don't know if this is probably not why he lost the belt, but he lost the title and it's being shifted down the card as well.
Right.
Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like,
or the people that are like, what about Chris Jericho, which we've talked about on here? What the fuck? What the fuck are we doing?
You mean the one that was started as a rumor?
You talking
that was
about
a rumor?
You talking about a mid-card guy who has less and less TV time and is not pushed anymore? Yeah. That Chris Jericho? Talking about that guy?
About that guy.
Not a guy who's coming out at the end of the second biggest show of the year. That's not who we're talking. We're not the same shit. Not the same. Against the guy who the story behind the WWE this year is John Cena's retirement. Now the biggest story is who he's facing next, which is Brock Lesnar. It's not the same thing. So stop that shit. It's not.
What were you gonna say, Jake?
Go ahead, Jake. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say that accusation against Jericho was such a backfire that guy had to leave the internet, which is
left.
Very funny.
Yeah, because
it's an incredibly funny thing to do.
I mean,
it's like, how do you lose to Chris Jericho so badly? It is so easy to dunk on Chris Jericho.
It is.
Right. It is so easy. He's an easy dunk.
He's an easy target, bro.
He's a dumb, bad person, and you failed so bad that you had to log off.
Not even. I don't even think it was because he was targeted Jericho. It was more about the fact that like he revealed allegedly about this girl getting assaulted, and she never wanted to talk about it, and she never wanted to bring it up. Apparently, again, I don't know. I'm.
You have to show up to do that.
Exactly. Well,
hey, let's
edit out.
You are not getting me.
You can cut that later. You can cut that in post.
Okay. I watched this fucking show. I have to say something about the show, y'all.
Okay, who here watched the show of SummerSlam? I watched the two main events.
I watched the shows. I have 2 points that I want to bring up. Is that these fans don't really care about nothing. They preach about these stories, these long-term stories, and they don't care. These fans wanted to see this story of CM Punk winning the championship, overcoming the odds, and finally winning the championship that he hasn't won in the company in like 15 years. He wins the championship, and everyone's going crazy. Everyone's enjoying it and everything. And then Seth Rollins' music hits, and they lose their shit. And he comes out and he cashes in, and they go ballistic, which means they don't care about none of this stuff at all. They don't care about storylines or anything. They just want to see. I think Dave brought this up. They want to see moments, man.
Yep.
And that's what's a big reason why the Lesnar pop happens again, because they want to see those moments.
I need to talk about
views.
I want to talk about the Rollins cash in real quick. Number one, we all called it. We all knew what was going to happen as soon as they didn't announce that Rollins was going to be out for this time.
Ariel Helwani didn't know. He didn't know. Ariel Helwani was just like, "Oh man,
you can feel
I want to say this: John Pollock needs to be as spicy as he was after that happened all the time, because that was greatness.
But my biggest issue with this, is this trying to work the boys thing. You lied to everyone.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to
that. We're gonna get to it. Okay, then I'll wait. Then I'll wait.
No. Get your point. Get your point.
My point is this: what good does it do to fool the boys? What good does it do to lie to the internet and all this? What does that come? Teach your motherfucking roster to keep a goddamn secret and just do shit. You didn't need to fake everyone out and make us actually give a shit about Rollins, which I got to give a shout out to my boy Luke, who, when I told him about, oh yeah, Rollins hurt his knee, he's like, fuck it, I don't care. And he was right now. But it's just this idiotic idea that you need to fool us into thinking there's a real injury. Now, anytime there's an actual injury in the ring with Zoe Stark, when she blew her fucking knee out, people are going to think oh, is it a work now? Is it fake? It sets a dangerous precedent, in my opinion.
I agree, man.
We've seen it before, and it was not good.
I could understand if LA Knight took him out, and now you're
There
saying,
you go.
You know what I mean? Now you're saying
Right.
like, I don't know how long he's gonna be gone, or
Right.
you literally do a fake injury angle. Like it's literally that's so weird, bro. Such weird people defending that
like
shit,
the Osprey thing. Like I'm sure like they did the injury angle at all in, and I'm sure there's some legitimate issues with his neck. I don't think it's as bad as they said on TV, but they're playing up the idea like he has to take time off and like he's resting, but he's selling the injury from the show. That's the difference.
My second point. First of all, this show totally was whatever. Like it wasn't bad, like, but it wasn't great. And
the first night was okay. The second night was pretty brutal up until the main event.
It was the same gimmick matches for every fucking match on the night too.
I don't understand why they felt the need to shoehorn all the gimmick matches onto one card. Like just in terms of like building a card that doesn't really, especially if you're doing a 2-night thing, it would make more sense to spread them out.
I don't know why Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyrie needed to go 25 fucking minutes.
Did y'all think this main event was the 5 stars that Dave gave it?
No, not it wasn't that.
I feel like I'm losing it. Like I enjoyed it, but a 5 star.
What?
It
5?
It was the best Cena match he's had in a long time.
Man, it's Dave Meltzer. That's what he does.
But not even Dave. I mean, I saw people saying, "Man, this was Cena's best match." I'm like, what? Like,
Meanwhile,
it was the best match that Cena's had on this retirement tour, like by far. But it wasn't.
Absolutely.
It wasn't 5-star great.
No,
not that.
4.25. That was my max.
So, John Cena on the SmackDown before turns babyface.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people were saying, "Oh man, this is he's a swerve. He's just kind of fucking with the fans. He's gonna go back heel." But it was just a full-on babyface to the point where him and R-Truth are doing backstage segments together.
Oh man, R-Truth, Ron Killing. Remember that
question? Shout out to Brian. Brian brought it up, and I kind of dismissed him a couple weeks ago. But now, maybe I'm seeing what he's saying. Is there any chance that Vince is shadow booking Cena's retirement tour?
Oh.
Because I mean, look at. This heel run was horrible. Like, can we all like? I think everyone can get that.
Great heel turn. The run itself.
The moment
was great. Yeah,
the moment was great.
Everything else,
but what they've done since then.
But it's all The Rock's fault. It's
him
all
turning babyface before this would be like if Hogan turned babyface right before he faced Sting at Starrcade. It made no fucking sense. Why did Cena just turn babyface the night before the fucking pay-per-view? And the problem is the entire fucking match, I'm just waiting. Okay, is Cena gonna turn heel or is Cody gonna turn heel? That's what I was waiting for the entire match. I was waiting for the swerve. I wasn't enjoying the match.
Because that's what they do now. Moments.
Yeah.
Moments.
Two-time Booker of the Year, Paul Levesque, by the way.
Exactly. My dick, Paul.
Hey, you know what? So he's probably gonna win again. Unfortunately.
No, he's not. Are you kidding me?
Okay. You hear this shit, right? Jake, you hear him, right?
This is done.
It's a coin flip. He
doesn't deserve it.
Exactly.
You think people are going to vote him again?
The problem is because the problem is Dave changed the criteria, and that's the problem.
What the criteria is? What business included as
yes,
well?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
They have promoter of the year. Then Nick Khan can win that. Sure,
I'll give it to Nick.
But
I'll give
Booker
Nick Khan
of
the
the
nod.
year. Hunter's not winning.
Okay, that's all. Hey, Jake. I hope they record this conversation.
Please,
it's in the archives. We're gonna come back to this.
He can win it. He don't deserve it.
Of course not.
Listen. They just got a $325 million a year contract from ESPN
for the pay-per-views. For the fucking pay-per-views.
I'm not watching WWE pay-per-views.
Listen, man.
Fuck it.
I don't know how Nick Khan does this shit.
If you do the math on that, just do the math on that. That's average. That's ESPN thinking they're average. They paid them for an average pay-per-view buy rate of 700,000.
700,000. It's just. I think it was like 35 or around 35 million a year. Yeah. It's not that far from what they're getting from the Saudi shows.
Right.
They're getting $50 million from the Saudi show. It's not that far away. That's
That's
insane.
insane.
Insane, man.
For Paul Levesque booked pay-per-views.
For that too.
For 5 card papers.
And you're gonna put those on TV. Are you gonna put partially them on TV? Apparently.
Do you bring Brock back if they didn't have this announcement to make? With this huge
No,
moment of
I
this is what we're
don't
doing,
and
and
think
then
this has anything
bam,
to
like,
do with anything.
do you think they bring
Yeah.
Brock
I have a
back before
question.
that?
Yeah,
I have a
those pieces
question.
fit. They absolutely
I don't think one leads
Do
to
you
the other.
think Brock will still be here when this deal goes into effect?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he'll be here.
think
He'll be here
so.
until at least Mania.
Yeah.
He'll be here
They'll
until-
get a mania out of him for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
He's about to ask for a lot more money per appearance.
Good for him.
I got a quick side note.
Triple H will play because he's scared of him. But
How come everyone loves to knock Tony Khan for sending people home and paying them, and when they're not on TV, which deservedly so? How the fuck are you gonna not talk about WWE having Lesnar sit at home for 2 fucking years
He's
with his
Brock
jacked up
Lesnar.
contract?
because
because
Brock
of
Lesnar,
But I'm saying, but
He's-
you see
he's
my
different.
point though. You're paying
Brock
that jacked
Lesnar,
up.
and you're scared that if you say, "Hey, we're doing away with you," that if something happens and it comes out that all of a sudden, hey, Brock is fine, you're scared of that. You're scared of
It's
Brock.
still ridiculous.
I
It's
agree
still
with you
ridiculous.
because I don't think that would ever happen, but I think they're scared of that. And it's Brock Lesnar, and it's that company. I mean,
no one else can afford Brock Lesnar. Tony ain't gonna pay Brock Lesnar money.
That's not what Tony can
Well,
afford. Well, you pay him.
well,
That's a
you're
different.
right.
That's
he
a
might
different
not
question.
have
You
it.
can afford him.
Two different things.
Fair enough, but my point still stands. It was bullshit that they paid him.
This
the entire time.
is a fantastic deal for WWE. You can't
Oh,
deny
yeah.
that. Like, this is probably the best thing that could possibly happen to them. That they get them on ESPN. They're gonna have some of their shows, a couple hours here and there, to be on ESPN proper. That's really huge. They're gonna get promoted during all the sports, the NFL, the NBA. Like, this is huge for them. And the fact that they're putting out this product when this is happening is just it's so disheartening for sure, man. But
it's
Nick
it's
Khan,
crazy.
man.
They win again.
Yeah.
They win again.
they're always right on time with their stuff.
I need
always.
Nick Khan to do my resume. I need him to be at every job interview I have. I need someone to sell me the way Nick Khan sells the WWE, because this
I would
is
love
crazy.
to hear it. I would love to hear those meetings.
I'm
Just-
wondering-
Yeah, like bro, like what
You
is
know
he
what?
it's just
doing?
numbers. It's just all numbers. I mean,
You know what?
but-
Because they probably couldn't get the Peacock number, like ESPN. So they're trying to figure out what those numbers actually are. I wonder how much of this is people that don't understand pro wrestling, don't understand the pro wrestling business. Go, okay, well, we know AEW does this much, and in our minds, WWE is this much more popular than WWE. So then those their pay-per-views must be doing this much.
Yeah,
Be
that's
doing
that's
this much.
probably the logic.
And
See,
that's probably the logic, even though
Nick
that's
Eric
wrong.
Bischoff
Khan,
mad.
You're right.
Math.
Nick Khan
Times
probably
2.5 per
Yeah,
household.
he probably takes those AEW numbers. Like, man, if they're doing this,
Yes.
just think about what we can do. That's probably what it is.
I mean, hey, why wouldn't you do that?
I mean, that's what I would do
Yeah,
because that's better than, hey, ESPN going, hey, we're not gonna, or anybody else saying, unless we see the Peacock numbers, we ain't signing it.
I
What about-
just think this is a timing thing, man. Like, they've been perfect with timing with Peacock starting up. Now you have this, direct to consumer ESPN starting up. It's just perfect timing. And I think that you've shown them, like, hey, wrestling fans will migrate over to this. That's why I think AEW is probably in a good spot, at least for right now where we stand. Like, they're probably in a good spot when their next TV deal comes up, because Warner Brothers has nothing that does likely what AEW does as far as streaming, like NHL and Major League Baseball. You're not going to have that many people watching versus what is on for wrestling. So I feel like WWE is doing the same thing.
And WWE is clear because now they're on ESPN. We'll get to the UFC thing. They're now on Paramount.
As we'll talk about it.
Yeah. You're gonna have, the rumor is that TNA is gonna get a deal with Peacock of some sort, and
Maybe.
you
for them.
already have
Good for them, yeah.
and good for them. But the
Possibly
options for Tony are becoming less and less and less. And we just had this announcement that they're going to go do a show, a proper WWE show versus All Out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With Brock and Cena.
Good luck,
I
man.
wonder. So this is my thing about this.
What you got?
Because Dave finally came out the last couple of weeks, and it finally
Dynamite got more numbers.
Dynamite got more numbers that he's been like, because I wonder if what WWE was seeing internally was like, oh shit, their numbers are going to eclipse us at some point on Netflix. It's just going to happen, and that's when all of this started. Of okay, now we got to go balls to the walls even more than when Vince was in charge against these guys.
Is it that, or is it the pay-per-view? Is it the TV numbers or the pay-per-view numbers? Because there has to be something where Amazon is looking at like, hey, these people are paying this each month to be able to watch this. Like, what if we give them something for cheaper or free? Like, how many people are going to be watching this on the streaming service?
Because
so that's what would be my thought process.
Because the thing is, to get the AEW pay-per-views, I did the number. To get the AEW pay-per-views, realistically, 50 million would get you, because that's more than what Tony's getting now for the number of pay-per-views that are doing.
A year? 50 a year?
50 a year.
Just for the pay-per-views.
Just for the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's more than what he's making. So if you just go, you throw out $100 million, Tony'd be stupid not to go, okay.
All right.
And,
Yeah, of course.
Right. I love going, okay, well, we'll do that. But I still think he wants what UFC had, which was, I'll sell you the pay-per-views, but you still have to buy them.
But if that sweetheart deal comes along, like you
gotta
say no.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I think that's the thing. I think the number for him to say, yeah, you can give my pay-per-views away for free is probably really high. Is really high. So
a streamer like Amazon, like what's that to them? Like,
oh, I know.
You know,
I mean,
what double that? Like 2 times $200 million. Like, what is that to them to be able to make sure that we can get You know, even your base would increase even if you're doing like 145, 150 or something like that. You're gonna get more than that if people already have Prime. You know what I mean?
Right.
So be a good deal for them.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just say on the All Out thing. They haven't confirmed the start times yet. Personally, if I was AEW, I would move the show to the afternoon.
NXT is coming. I feel like that NXT PLE is coming.
We've already seen that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but
NXT PLE
my thought would be is that you move your show to the afternoon. I don't think people would have a problem with watching in the afternoon. It's easier for the people in the UK, and I just think that'd be easier. And then I think also gives you the advantage of, hey, we know we're going to put on the better show. So with WWE going on second, the comparison's obviously going to be there. And,
we saw it the last time.
And they'll do the same thing where they make sure that the show extends until the beginning of WWE.
Not even that. I think it's just really just showing, hey, our pay-per-view product or our big show product is superior. And by putting on the better show first, it's going to make your show look a lot inferior by comparison.
I mean, we saw that last time, and that was a good. I mean, we saw that with Saturday Night's Main Event, where people just trashed Saturday Night's Main Event because of that. And we also saw it, with the NXT show, which people said was a really good NXT show, but people were still like, "This is it wasn't. It didn't compare." And so I think So I think you're right. And
I guess the question too is how much of an impact on like the pay-per-view business, which that on its own, it's kind of silly when like, yes, they're still making a lot of money off the pay-per-views, but we all know that like the TV deal is where the money's at. So like if they cost them like 20,000 pay-per-view buys, it's like they still have the TV deal where they're getting all this money from. So it'll make a dent, but I guess that's what I'm just wondering, like how much is this really going to impact like the all out?
I think that I think the thing is I think you saw this because a lot of the WWE talking heads that definitely get their information from WWE and they talk about things. For a long time, they didn't talk about the AEW pay-per-view numbers. Or if they did, they were like, oh, that's okay. And then I think there was a moment like after the TV deal was signed and people started talking, like I know Joe and Rich talked about this a lot, the fact that, people kept going on and on about how much money they were losing, but when you start adding in, you got this TV deal, and then you start adding in the pay-per-views, and that pay-per-view, like I said, I think it winds up being, when I did my math, for WWE, or for AEW, after whatever the split probably is, it was still like $40 million a year, right? Which is a ridiculous amount of money to add on to this TV deal that was always going to be the thing that you were setting your hat on, that this is where we're going to make our money. I think it's just another revenue source, and it's a revenue source that WWE can't like go in and be like, hey, your figures can't be sold by Mattel or Hasbro because we have them. Your video game can't be done by these people. Your whatever, because WWE has all of that. I think the pay-per-views are something that they really can't control, and I think that's one of the reasons why we're seeing this, and the fact that they are doing so well when you look at it. I mean, it historically you would go, those numbers aren't great, but then when you go back and you look and you see you go back and you look at what WWE was doing when they went to the network and said, oh shit, we got to go to the network because we're not making money on these pay-per-views anymore. I mean, and then you look at the conversion rate, which is, crazy.
Insane. Unprecedented.
Let's talk about more business. UFC signed their media rights deal with Paramount, 7 years, $7 billion. Mm-hmm. Have y'all looked at a card for a UFC pay-per-view?
I have not watched. I have not watched.
I cannot believe that they got $7 billion for the cards that they've been putting.
I'm going to throw out a theory. I don't believe this theory, but you have people that definitely. I've seen more people talk about this. I'm like, this is not. That the reason why they got this deal was because CBS is still trying to make good with Donald Trump. And
well,
I'm like,
they've more than said, hey, the White House card, which they're doing the card at the White House next year, is going to be on CBS. So yes, I firmly agree with that.
And let's not forget that CBS a month or so ago claimed officially that they canceled the Tonight or the Late Show with Colbert for financial reasons. Yet they just spent all this money on UFC.
They have $7 billion sitting around.
$7 billion. Have y'all looked at a card for UFC least?
Yes,
recently?
I haven't watched it.
And they're selling $80 pay-per-view.
Granted, it looks like a bunch of like PC signings. It's like Pump Bumply versus
I mean, the thing
Derek Morgans.
The thing is, as much as like I don't watch it, I don't think any of us really watch it.
I mean, I order like 1 or 2 pay-per-views a year.
But
I cannot lie, but
they're still drawing like it's like WWE.
Yeah, I mean,
still drawing
because these dumb rednecks will go see this shit. It's all dumb rednecks.
Goddamn dumb rednecks.
It is, man.
But they're not in redneck cities.
I'm not a dumb
redneck. The rednecks travel, man.
It's not rednecks. It's
a redneck.
White trash.
No. It's not rednecks. It's Trump voter.
It's white trash. Same thing.
White trash.
I'm white. I can say
they're not all Trump voters.
Yeah, the majority.
I'm in New England with a bunch of nasty northern Trump people, and they're exactly the UFC audience.
Well, here's the question: UFC, who's been dominant on pay-per-view forever, they're now leaving. Like, what does this mean for AEW?
I think it helps them. I think it does. I think because I don't think that crossover is what it once was, but I think that you're going to have, but I think you're going to have people that are going to be like, hey, everyone says these shows are really good. And I do kind of like pro wrestling. Maybe I don't like watching every week, but I do kind of like really good pro wrestling.
Let's see what's going on.
Let's see what's going on. Because it's still $30 less than. Right?
And now it seems like they're going to start giving discounts because they give discounts for all in. I could see them kind of continuously do that. Hey, you buy this pay-per-view, we'll give you $10 off the next one. You know what I mean?
Sure we're going to see a massive increase in people watching UFC pay-per-views when it goes to Paramount Plus, just because it's going to be included. But the question is that going to translate into any, like, how long is that trend going to continue?
And the rumor was that the that the pay-per-views
On BOC,
yes, that the pay-per-views on ESPN were starting to do great numbers.
They've been like that. They've been like that for a while.
Because you had to fucking pay for ESPN Plus.
But when they started though,
yeah,
it
wasn't that. It wasn't. They don't have the sexy cars with the stars.
Right.
But I'm saying like the whole process of ordering was a pain in the ass because you had to get ESPN Plus, and then you had to buy the pay-per-view, which the pay-per-view didn't include the whole fight the pre-show card.
But that's all free. That's all free. Like I'm going to speak to somebody who has ESPN Plus, who ordered UFC pay-per-view. I didn't think it was a big deal at all. But again, when you look at like the stars, like $80, like
for a casual fan like me, it was a big
casual.
Fucking
You're not gonna pay for that. Yeah,
but I know. But I'm saying like I think they're trying to get casuals now by going to Paramount Plus.
Sure.
And like they're hoping that people are just be like, oh hey, this is on. Okay, it's free. Fuck it. Let's
because
watch it.
I found it super interesting that Dana White was like, maybe we won't give up entirely on pay-per-views.
Well, they still got pay-per-views to sell the rest of this year.
Right. I know. But I found that interesting that he was like, no, maybe we do like one a year and not, or something like that.
Make it a good show.
I mean, I agree, but I think that really does, when people go, oh, pay-per-view is dying, it's like pay-per-view not dying. You just have to give people what they kind of like want.
If you do like the Noche UFC show that they did last year and the Sphere out in Vegas, like that's like a pay-per-view worthy card. Like, but all these cards again, I'm looking at the one that's for Saturday. Like, I'm gonna spend $80 for this show. Like, you kidding me?
No,
it's terrible.
Right.
I think to the point about just like the pay-per-view industry in general, I think a huge combat sports player now being off of pay-per-view at least full time. I don't think this is going to be a huge bump in AEW pay-per-view purchases, but there's something to be said that maybe the pay-per-view providers now have, however small, that much less leverage, and maybe AEW can eke out a few percentage points on the split.
Right.
In future
maybe instead of 50-50, it's 40-60.
60-40, yeah. Something like that. If it's 50-50, it's 60-40. If it's 60-40, it's 65-35. Just a few extra points because the provider itself may not have leverage. And obviously this will take 6 to 12 months to truly take effect and for the pay-per-view providers to realize this is what's happening. But yeah, I think that's more likely than more buys.
Is because on pay-per-views?
Yes.
Okay. I know they're doing some on Netflix. I didn't know if they had switched over completely yet or not.
Who's that? Hold on. What did you say?
Boxing. But boxing still.
So boxing, they just signed. What did I didn't even fucking read.
They just signed.
Chat. They just signed some deal. Zuffa Boxing, who's trying to take over.
Yeah.
They just signed some media right. Oh, that they're.
I don't think they quite signed yet. They're working on it. They're working.
Okay. Right. Yeah. But I know that like they've been trying to test the water with Netflix, so I didn't know if they had.
I mean the huge fight that TKO is promoting, the Canelo Alvarez and Crawford fight, is going to be on Netflix. So
so I didn't know.
I mean, they got their hands in everything. I mean, that's that's something that they're doing. Is just trying to make sure they spider web into everything to make sure to cut off.
They want everything to funnel through TKO. Anything wrestling related.
Y'all watching Triple Mania this weekend?
Which is gross.
No, watching Triple Mania this weekend.
I'm curious about the main event, so I'll probably watch that.
What is the main event, real quick?
It is Gran Americano, El Vikingo, Dominic, and one other guy for the triple belt. I will
watch it because it's free.
Thank you.
Because it's free.
It is.
And B, and I want to see if this is a better booked show than anything else that
I want to see if it's a triple A show.
If it's not going to be. It's not going to be.
JBL's on commentary this time.
Christ,
because we'll see. We'll see if Borash books this show. It's not going to be a AAA show.
I might need to check out the main event just so I can see like what the fuck is a Dominic Mysterio? Like what's happening? Why are we just? I don't know. Like,
I'm curious to see that. I'm curious to see that if he goes, if he leans full into the gimmick, which he really doesn't, just to see if he leans full into the gimmick, because
Whichever
he's
one
in
he
Mexico,
stole from the
Yeah,
90s.
yeah. If he
Whichever
leans
one
full
Conan
in-
told him about in a text.
Yeah. Be like, hey, do this. But if he does that, more power to him. You know, because that's what he should do. Especially if they're sticking him in there with I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Right.
I'm curious.
I'm
to
sure.
see the
I'm
show.
sure Matt D will be calling him the next Paraguayo Jr. or some shit in the next
my
week.
God,
I don't know.
man.
Let me play Chase here. I miss Chase. Chase, come back to us, brother. I want to before we move forward to the next one. This comment just came up on here. Do you think classic content for WWE for the most part is dead? Unfortunately, it seems like it.
I
it
think-
seems like
I think
on
it's just
the
going to be.
YouTube channel.
I think it's going to be on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, you're not going to get anything.
Which,
Peacock,
to be fair,
Netflix, anything
to
else.
be fair, they do put stuff up on that YouTube channel.
That
I'm
wasn't
shocked-
on the
No,
network, which is good.
Yeah, they put the whoever they have doing it knows what they're doing and is putting up the right stuff.
It's really cool to see a lot of the older stuff, like especially like some of like the old like WCW house shows or Jim Crockett house shows. That's really cool shit. The ECW stuff is really cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say that they put up the first Kaientai DX and
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, all right, let's do it.
For the record, I still miss the old just straight up WWE Network. That was the best, man.
Yeah.
Like
I think
alone makes me want to buy a
Chapters and,
VPN,
like,
man.
those,
That was,
it was perfect.
I think JCP and WCW will be well taken care of. ECW to an extent. I think like world class Mid South,
the big stuff.
AWA. That's
it.
Just sell it to Tony.
Give it to Tony. Mid South Tony. Do it.
Just sell
Howard.
it.
No, here's Tony only wants the ECW shit. He don't want that other stuff.
No, he wants.
What?
I think he
No,
wants-
he
would take
Mid
Mid
He wants Flair
He would
DiBiase. He wants to put
absolutely
that on
take
a
Mid-South,
big
baby.
show.
And he
Mid-South.
wants. I bet if he could get Memphis, he would. If anyone was ever able to get all the Memphis stuff actually
Right.
to where you could sell
Okay.
it, I bet he would.
But-
be like,
Portland, anything on that.
But
Ancillary
ECW
stuff.
be the top of his wish list, though. Come on,
I-
we all know that.
I need
You
all.
got to
I need
edit
all
that stuff, and is it worth it at that
He-
point?
he
You know what
wanted
I
I
mean?
need all that stuff for our Hall of Fame discussion. So I need them to get it in gear, put it together, so I have a
All right.
one-stop for
All right,
everything.
real
That's what I
quick.
need.
Who's not going to be in the Hall of Fame discussion? Do y'all have any thoughts on this Karrion Kross?
I do.
We want Cross
I do.
movement.
Go ahead,
I
Josh.
do.
Because I do also. Go ahead.
First of all, more power to him for being able to pull this off.
Facts. Good.
That's what you should be doing. That said, I don't think I had to go back and look because I was like, what was probably the best Karrion Kross match I can remember ever seeing? And there was only one, and it was the one I was like, because I remember really liking the Balor match. That one, I was
Talking
like,
about
yeah.
you talking about the one on
Cage
TV?
match.
Talking about the one on
Yeah.
TV or the one on
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
wait. When did they have a match on NXT?
I think they had
Yeah,
one
they
on
did.
television.
Right.
Yeah, I believe.
I don't remember that at all.
I know
Who is
what
it?
I know what the best Karrion Kross match is. It was the match he had at
Minoru
WrestleCon
Suzuki.
where he called him a fucking young boy.
So sick.
But and I was thinking, oh, I bet he had something really good in TNA because everybody and nothing. And then I was like, oh, maybe he was something. Maybe it was something when he was the little bit he was in ROH. Fucking nothing.
Karrion
was like-
Kross is not a good wrestler.
The-
Never
the-
was.
The
Never
funny
was.
thing about you looking for the
He's broken.
TNA stuff is that he actively would have the worst match on those cards.
I was like,
He
what
was-
the fuck?
He was in Lucha Underground, ROH, MLW, TNA, all these fucking places. Never made the Notebook ever. He can't
Sucks, man.
wrestle.
Sucks.
Look.
Sucks.
Yeah.
I thought
Ross
for
and
a
Davey
while.
Boy.
Hey, yeah,
Awesome.
okay. That's probably it. Eddie, yeah,
But I wouldn't
Okay,
count
fine.
that because that's a weird.
Hey,
that's
it
a
doesn't
weird
matter.
thing.
It's worked, so we're gonna count it. It's worked.
Okay.
I
So
just
he
hope
had-
he gets his
So he
Batista
had
match at
a
Bloodsport.
great match with Finn Balor when Finn Balor
I think
still
praise is a strong
fucking
word,
cared.
whatever.
When cared, and Davey Boy Smith in
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport, where David Boy Smith has
Hey,
awesome matches.
that's one of the best Bloodsport matches, though. Period, though. To be fair.
Okay. I know. Nice.
But anyways, that's one of my points. But the other thing is more power to him. The second point to which Alex was talking about, what the fuck is WWE doing with this? If this is all a fucking work, this is bad. This is WCW. This is WCW the last 2 years trying to work
It's-
everybody and pissing everybody off.
Bad because you have I wouldn't say let go, but the contract has run out on several different talents recently. And the fact that you would do that with someone else and then doing it for like a storyline reason for this fucking guy,
At least send him, at least tip people off and have him show up in like TNA and people go,
Fine,
that's
sure.
what, they'll be like, okay, this makes sense. But what the fuck are we doing?
Hey, that's probably the perfect way to actually use them. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Somebody with
Maybe.
ties there, he can come back as Killer Cross and all that stuff, and be like, "Oh man, he might actually be good." And then,
I mean,
because that would make
what
more
is
sense.
it?
Right.
What is it about this guy that these fans are seeing? Is it something legitimate, or is
No.
this just the flavor of the month?
It's
It's
Just
flavor
like
of the month.
Ron
It's-
Keelan's
it's
was.
I think
And
I
now-
think
Zack Ryder.
It's
It's
Because
Ron
I
Killings.
feel like because
I'm
I
gonna be
feel
fair
like
to him.
because the way
Brandon?
that I've seen the way that I've seen the internet and Twitter, it seems like the next person up is what's his name? What's his name? Carmelo. Carmelo Hayes
Hayes.
seems like this
yeah.
the next person up. When they're done with him, they're gonna go for Carmelo Hayes.
I'm gonna be fair to Cross though. One thing that Cross has done is that he used the internet very well.
I mean, good
Yeah,
for him.
he-
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
saying good for
Yeah,
him.
I mean, like he's done stuff. Like he posted his own stuff, posted his own interviews.
Good,
he did
good.
the Zack Ryder thing. You know what I mean? He did.
The Coco
To be
Cabana,
fair
Zack
to him,
Ryder,
yeah. To be fair, he really did.
I mean,
I think he sucks,
he-
but you know.
I mean, he did, and that maybe that's the thing that they all see in him, and why they're all like, "Hey," besides just his girlfriend or wife or whatever she is, that they
She don't do nothing.
She-
Why
I
do people love Scarlett? She don't do nothing.
Because-
She doesn't do
Because she looks
anything.
good on TV.
Who cares?
It's the
There's
Sable.
1,000
It's
people
Sable.
But the thing about that,
Good.
but the thing about that is the way they make her look on TV. She doesn't look as good. She doesn't look it. She looks
There's
better when
nothing.
she's like when she makes
Cannot
herself up.
believe.
She looks 1,000 times better. And it's like that is who you want. You don't want this whatever the fuck their makeup people do to her.
I think with the Cross thing, the reason people got on board with him is very much like R-Truth, where like the company said we don't like this guy anymore. We're letting him go, and the fans are like, no, we like him. So it's
But
them
it was
trying
him.
to. I know,
It
but
was
I'm saying
him.
like they're trying to fight the system.
It's the
They're
toy chest
trying-
shit that they complain that
Yeah.
Tony does, but
Right.
they do it because
Yes.
hey, don't take my toy away. I want to keep that.
Yeah, they're
and never
trying
use
to make this guy a big star. It's worked in the past with stuff like Zack Ryder or Bryan Danielson back in WWE, but because the fans got behind him. Okay, I'm talking about the Yes Movement. Okay, now Daniel Bryan's obviously a great wrestler. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like the fans forced them to make this guy be used, and Cross isn't good. I liked this guy at first. I thought there was something to him. I thought WWE can get their hands on him and they can make this guy work, and it didn't work. The bell rang, and everyone stopped giving a shit with this guy. Send him the fuck on. Goodbye.
By the way, I
Agreed.
do want to clarify. Karrion Kross never wrestled for ROH, and I would know.
Oh, he didn't?
because- No.
Oh, I thought he
Oh,
did.
yeah. If anybody
No,
would know, it'd be
yeah,
Sean.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
thought
was
he did
curious
not.
on that. I was like, I don't remember seeing him.
No.
Sean,
There was just a weird
everyone
period
else
where
is lying
like-
about Karrion Kross. You can too. It's fine.
He had a Ring of Honor championship match against Dalton Castle. Don't you remember?
Everyone fell for the. I said 2 weeks ago on this fucking show that everyone is falling for a psyop about
Right.
Karrion Kross in 2025.
Right.
Please get a hobby like a
Yeah.
real one, not wrestling. Please
don't
have
want
other
Kross.
interest. I swear to God.
It's a psyop being done by a pro wrestler, which is even crazier.
I want them to actually push him the way the fans have been clamoring for him. That's what I want.
That's what I
need-
said because
I
I
need
want to
that.
see
I'm with you,
him
Brandon.
pushed
I need that.
to see what they think because
These fans would have
They
had
are
him
bugging.
versus Cena, 100%. They'd
these
have had
people
a
are
Cena
like,
Cross
oh
match.
man, when he came back to the company, he had something with Reigns. Why did they do that? Because Reigns probably said, I'm not working with this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not wasting my
You know what he
time with
did?
him.
He stepped through that curtain and he was like, "What the fuck is this
Yeah,
for?"
I'm not
and not Paul Levesque, Paul Heyman.
Because y'all
The real
ruined
Fix it. Fix
Ro-
this. Fix this.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
Exactly.
He-
Like, no,
or he went to Paul Heyman and said, "Fix this. Go talk to him and fix this now. I ain't doing this."
Wise
I-
man, Who was that fan that interfered in my Clash at the Castle match?
Your Roman was better than your.
All right. Let's shit on AEW for a quick second. Well, I'm not gonna shit on AEW. There's no point. But you want to talk about Forbidden Door, but Forbidden Door that's not really happening on there.
I will. I'm gonna be fair to both sides on this, all right? Because AEW is trying to book a show while the G1 Climax is going on, and we're gonna get to the motherfucking tournament. And also, New Japan is trying to decide who they're going to use, who they're going to send over, while they're also trying to book this tournament. So it's a weird spot for both companies. And I think I think people overreacted about the Forbidden Door aspect of it. Let me just get that out the way, because I think what they've announced is pretty Forbidden Door-ish. Hiroshi Tanahashi is having a match. What's that boy that kid always talk shit about?
Kyle Fletcher.
Kyle Fletcher's already called out a New Japan talent.
It's gonna be Tanahashi.
You think it's gonna be Tanahashi?
Yeah, I think
everything I've heard has said that Tanahashi and Kyle Fletcher is gonna be the match.
I mean, it would make sense because that is Tana's boy.
I'd be fine with that match.
That is Tana's boy. I would like for it to be someone like Shingo Takagi, but it is what it is.
that'd be really fucking cool. That'd be really cool.
And like, you know, we're gonna have that 4-way with the CMLL talent. I don't know who they're sending from Stardom. I don't know, because the 5-star Grand Prix is going on. So who the hell from Stardom is going to be it? I don't know. But I feel like with the circumstances that they're given, they're doing the best they can at this point. We'll probably get it more wrapped up after G1 is over.
And here's the thing that people always forget. This happens every year with this show.
Even when New Japan was strong,
but it happens every year, but it's not in G1 season.
No,
but I'm right before Dominion.
Right, yeah. But what I'm saying is that it happens every year, where we wait till the last week to the show, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh fuck.
Right. Okada didn't show up on the first one until like the week before.
Right. Oh yeah. So then it's like, oh, okay, here we go. Now, I will say, so far, this card ain't doing much for me.
What? Really? Okay. I like the card.
I mean, bro, we're getting Athena and Tony Storm, and we're getting, you know, obviously we're getting Swerve and Okada. You know, Okada brings
Moxley versus Darby.
Is he gonna bring it?
He's gonna bring it. Yeah, they're gonna do Mox.
To be fair, Mox Darby could be a tag. I could see that being
because
Darby on the past Forbidden Doors and in like past, like just generally, Darby has been sort of, and Sting were aligned with the LIJ guys. Yeah. So it could be Darby.
Yeah, and Shota Umino would probably be the best. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, that'd be cool.
You could do Claudio and Mox versus Shota and Darby Allin, because you tell two stories there. Like, you know, Mox played Darby, and then
I'm just saying that this show isn't like bowling me over. I have faith it'll be good.
You also could be getting Zach versus Nigel on that show too.
That will be
okay. Let me talk about it. Because I feel like a lot. Y'all know I come on here a lot of times and be like, man, New Japan fans be overreacting. Not in this case, bro. like you think about the guys in that fucking match. You got Daniel Garcia, who, you know, it's Daniel fucking Garcia.
Yeah.
You got a commentator, and then you got a dude who never wins, and you know, Hechicero, that's cool. And then
who will probably win the
match. Like, come on, man. You can think of anyone else that could take a fall in CSJ. That's kind of crazy, bro.
I think that's just Tony booking a dream match between like the current like UK guy. And I know Nigel didn't really wrestle in the UK during his prime that much, but
he was seen as the UK guy.
I think it's Tony booking a match for the nerds. That's what he's doing.
But I think a better way to do that would be Zach calling him out.
Right,
you know,
I would hey, last year you showed up in that match, and
that's all I thought about.
And that's all I thought about.
I'm the greatest from the UK, and I want to show you, Nigel.
And I walk out. I get, you know, I'm in front of my home people. Finally, I get that big ovation. But then you walk out, and no one's, and they don't even. None of these people have ever seen you. and then forget the ring because your stupid music pops up and it just annoys him. And I think that would be
and that would fit Zach. That would fit.
That would
Zach
fit.
Petty. That would fit him.
that to me. And just do the match because I think it's a cool match to do. I do. I think it's a cool match to do in the
It's a big match
UK.
for both guys too.
And it's probably one that they both want to do. So
Which match is this?
Nigel and Zach.
Oh yeah.
The potential of Zack
The
Sabre
potential.
versus
Gotcha,
Nigel.
gotcha.
Because that's
go
the
ahead.
only person in that match that I want to see Zach face. Because
I don't know,
like,
man. You seen them Hechicero matches? I don't know.
yeah,
brother.
they're all
but
good, but like
that
they're the
comes
same
off
match.
that comes off like we've seen that like.
I don't give a damn,
No.
sir. I don't care.
I feel like it needs to be because I feel like the New Japan people will be like, that's not a big enough match.
Yeah.
Well, Hechicero-
New Japan people are already
No,
complaining.
No.
I know.
From what I saw, most people were fine with Hechicero. It was the other three that
Well,
Are
I mean,
New Japan
I
fans
love
gonna like that
Garcia.
Zach
I
face
love
is a fucking
Garcia, and I think
announcer?
him and Zach could have a really great match. But then Tony needed to be having him go on like some sort of win streak ahead of this, and we haven't saw that. So nothing.
I mean, he don't care about that. This four-way is between an announcer, a man that never wins, and a dude you just signed. Come on, man. Lee Moriarty, as much as I love him, don't win on AEW TV. He don't.
I know.
And he might get a world title. He shouldn't even get an ROH world title shot. What are we doing here? It's weird.
Travis in our Discord had a great idea though. We're like putting the Bucks on a buy-in match. I gotta give a shout out to that because that's a
that's
a great idea, and they really need to do that. And we're also getting the tag match too, which is going to be Hurt Syndicate versus either FTR or Brodito, which will be fun either way.
Do we think the world title match is going to end up as Hangman MJF, or do you think that's on? I have a theory.
You might need to
I could see it being a 3-way, but I hope it's 1-on-1.
Save that one for All Out at this point.
I think they are giving. I think they're giving Hangman Tanahashi.
No,
Hear me? Hey, no, you.
I like
no.
that. I like that. I like it.
I like it, but it's not gonna. I don't think it's
think-
gonna happen.
Listen, is the match gonna be any good? Who fucking knows?
Probably.
But
Probably. Hey, look. Whenever Tanahashi's been called on this year, he has delivered. That's the catch the matches in my top 10.
Right.
And
He wouldn't give him a big final match.
He made it to the G1 pretty well.
Yeah, they're gonna.
I can see that happening. I'm
Well,
with you.
It's gonna be essentially an AEW tribute to Tanahashi. It works in the storyline because Hangman is refusing to give MJF a shot of his own volition, so he's gonna be like, "All right,
You gotta hold
and
that
my
match off
opponent
for
at
All Out."
Forbidden Door is Hiroshi Tanahashi," and MJF
And that
would
would-
flip his shit,
Right,
Because he's
right.
beaten Tanahashi
He's already beaten
in a
yeah.
title match, and he's gonna be like this old fucking man, and he'll accidentally say something xenophobic or some shit, and or on purpose,
Roll on purpose. Yeah.
As John
but
Cruz
accent.
or I guess
I-
he would need like Okamura or something like that.
I like it, Jake. That's actually
Translated.
pretty good. I like that.
Yeah.
I
And then you-
I
and
think
then
it's
you
going to
can
be
do
something
my
like
Kyle
Tanahashi.
Fletcher.
I think that's what's
And
going
then
to
you
be.
do my Kyle Fletcher Shingo Takagi match, like I said. You can do that too. So works the same.
What if you do never mind.
Go ahead. It was there.
Nah, never mind.
Where'd it go, Josh?
I guess the one aspect that I'm sort of disappointed at is that you had the G1 tour going on, but I don't see why AEW couldn't have worked something
Juniors.
out where they couldn't have used some of the juniors. Like you could have easily put like Eagles and Fujita in that tie tournament, or TJP and Akira.
But do
That's what
these
you do.
fans care about Eagles and Fujita and like? Do
I mean,
they
is
care
it
about
gonna draw a rating? Like it's not gonna spike a rating,
I
but it'll
agree.
put a great match on television.
But
Say,
at that
hey,
point,
these
like, can you
guys
just
look great.
book that match and just be like,
but-
okay, the fans will be into that?
But I thought that was the point of Forbidden Door, man. Like, we got to do stuff like that.
And
At this
they pay-
point, I
they
think
pay for
Forbidden Door is
Coke,
just
he
to
doesn't
make
lose
sure
business, so-
a solid paycheck for New
Just-
Japan.
just
to make
book
sure
I
they-
think
FTR
Forbidden Door
versus
at this point
Fujita
just-
and Eagles because it'll be a cool match.
that's what I think.
You don't need any
Forbidden Door is
justification.
for.
Forbidden Door has become just a way of getting all these promotions together for one joint show.
No,
And
New
once in a
Japan
while,
get
you
the
get
biggest payday of the week of the year.
and you get some nice mixture matches here and there, but like it's not AEW versus New Japan anymore. It's just not.
You'll get a couple of matches, but
Yeah.
what we saw last year, where the main event was Swerve versus Ospreay, I think
Right.
that's gonna
Yep.
bring more into like the rest of the card, where it's just AEW versus AEW. You might have a couple of AEW versus
Mike Tenay's
New
wet
Japan
dream.
matches.
He'll finally no longer have an interpromotional show to say it's only going to do 80,000 buys.
Forbidden Door should be all of these companies coming.
It should be fun. It's gonna be. I'm a great show. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be a great show.
Yeah.
But next time, let's try to do this not during 5-star and G1 season though.
Yeah, I think the only reason
next
why it's here is because it's because of
they had to switch. They had to switch.
Yeah.
They had to switch
Right.
the shows.
All in Texas,
and we know All In's going to be in Wembley in August next year.
So we probably won't have this problem.
Yeah.
Back in June, yeah. What should I say about G1? Let's wrap this up. What should I say about G1?
Hand the mic over to Markeem and Sean.
Now, go ahead. Go ahead. I want to go ahead.
Okay, so I've watched pretty much every single match.
Hers not great.
It depends if you cherry pick the right matches or the right people. You can watch a lot of great matches, but it's obviously not like of G1's past where you're getting all these like bangers like every other night. You're not getting that. But like I said, if you pick like, for example, if you look at the B block, if you pick any combination of Phantasmo, Takeshita, Shingo, Zach, and because I think he's very entertaining because he gives something different, it's Great O'Khan. Like if you pick any combo of those 5 guys, you're getting like really good to great matches almost every time. It's similar to the A block. The A block isn't peak. There's a lot of good wrestling in the A block, but it's hampered by the fact that it's not peaking as high, and you have 2 House of Torture guys in there. So it really depends on who's wrestling who.
My favorite match in the whole tournament was in the A block. But go ahead, Sean. Keep going.
Yeah. So, so there's one block show left, which is the B block final show. Evil, David Finlay, and Yota Tsuji have already advanced out of the A block, which I'm sure Markeem will go into that a little bit about Evil. But if I can, so what I can do here real quick, I just can go over the scenario real quick because the B block final show is actually Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday morning. Yeah, it's Wednesday morning. Yeah. So
morning.
Yep.
Right. And so like a nice cheat that you can use to like determine like how things are going to play out on these block final shows is that they usually don't release the lineup of the tournament matches until like the day or two before, because that's a good tell of like what's going to be meaningful and what's not going to be meaningful. So on that show, it's Shingo versus Drilla Maloney, which
both guys now, both eliminated.
Yeah. And then it is Zach and Yoshihashi, and Zach is just fighting for seeding because if he wins, he will get the bye. And then semi-main event, Shota Umino, Great O'Khan. I think most would expect Umino to win that match and advance. And then it comes down to the main event, Narita versus Takeshita. The winner of that's going to advance, and the loser is going to go home. And that's usually how Gato does his like block final booking, is that it builds up to the main event where it's usually winner go home. I was going to say that I hope Narita doesn't win, but I think based on how it would play out, if I think how it's going to go, it's going to go. If Narita wins, he will be the second seed in the B block, which would mean that he's on Evil's side of the bracket. And I don't think they would put Narita through unless he was going to be on the other side, because if Narita wins, he's going to be second because he beat Umino. So he has that tiebreaker. So I just don't see them putting Narita on the same side of the bracket as Evil, where you could potentially get House of Torture versus House of Torture.
Why not? Why not, Sean?
I mean,
why not? At this fucking
That's
point,
fair.
Why not?
But I think it's going to be Zach, Umino, and Takeshita, which would mean that your semifinals, your quarterfinals, I think would be Umino and Tsuji with the winner facing Evil, and then David Finlay versus Takeshita with the winner facing
Saber.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
I've been Mr. Cherry Pick. Some good matches. Some really good matches.
Some excellent fucking wrestling.
Yeah. Nothing high end, but we're also spoiled by the most insane stretch of annual tournaments ever from 2013 to 2019.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Like truly not replicable ever. Like
I will say real quick, if that Kyle Fletcher Ishii match from Collision was in this tournament, it would be the match of the tournament. I think.
Really? You think? No, I wouldn't agree with that. And I thought going into that match, I was like, man, it's gonna be like a G1 style match. But I was like,
I'd be surprised if it topped my first 2 or 3.
I didn't really like it, but I don't know.
I gotta watch it.
I thought it was excellent.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, no.
Good.
Zach is really on fire right now. I know I praised the Goto matches a lot last show, and I caught up, and the Takeshita match, the Great Khan match, and how that's worked really well. It's nice that me and Sean talked about it in the Discord, Skype Talker Central Discord, and that good technical work and just Zach getting the lumps beat out of him and just him jungle gymming around all of his opponents is always really entertaining. That Shingo finishing stretch was bonkers with him and him and Zach. What a finish! Like people thinking
other than the pin. Yeah, come on, man. His shoulders weren't down.
I thought it came off really well. I don't know why it just
the referee
did.
Was out of position. To be fair, you could say that.
I liked it a lot. I know it came off messy, but I'm just like, this is about as clean as messy can be. It was like huge. It was like, for me, the right kind of deflating. I don't know why it hit. It just did.
No, I got you. The crowd's reaction made that. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I love shit. Jay White is my favorite wrestler. Y'all know I love shit like that. Bam.
Oh yeah, that
Blade Runner. Bam.
Yeah. The Oira Uemura match, which Sean mentioned, is as far as the A block, definitely tops of that. If you really want that technical wrestling in the sense of like Flair Steamboat kind of stuff, and that's been talked about to death on people who are following and analyzing G1 like on socials. But the finishing stretch of that, so some of the stuff they can do in their finishing stretches, I think Yuya Uemura's deadbolt suplex is about as interesting of a move as there is right now.
He's great.
He did a in the David Finlay match. He did a release version because and great commentary explaining that he was afraid to bridge because he was getting his neck beat up by Finlay the whole time. So
and Finlay had a great spot in there. He was trying not to get hit with it, so he just bit his cheek. And I was like, "Oh, this is awesome!"
Yes, you can counter the deadbolt in so many ways. He has a couple of really clever ways of getting into it. Even just something like the Oleg Bolton match, like him trying to fight for the deadbolt and Oleg just being so strong that he can just do, for those who don't know, the deadbolt suplex is a double overhook suplex, but that basically means pray that your opponent is not stronger than you because
you hit with
they have underhooks on you.
I watched.
So if you're up against a muscle man, they will go wee.
I loved that Bolton was using a bear hug, and Yuya Uemura just like used that as to countered it and to get into the deadbolt. It was such a great match.
And that it was played kind of like a flash pin in the Bolton match, which I loved.
It was great match.
Yeah, love that move right now. Oiwa looked awesome in that match. The Finlay match is very good. I still love that Tsuji match so much.
Mm-hmm.
Taichi's
been really good for a guy who wasn't supposed to be in this tournament. Yeah,
Taichi's been great. He's just doing big bombs.
Taichi always. I feel like he always delivers in this stuff right now. At least recently, like the last 5 or 6 years when he finally got out of his own way.
Since 2019, that dude's been a good
ever since he dropped the shtick and moved to heavyweight, he's been
he's been really good.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like a 2K character where it's just like, okay, power bomb, backdrop suplex,
Lots of kicks.
over the shoulder pile driver, Northern Lights bomb, brain buster, just all of your favorite moves in a guy and his Tai Chi. Yeah, no, I think the upper half of each block is delivering some really good stuff. I think Tanahashi Yuya should get a lot of credit. That came off really well. I wish Yuya was getting a little less Tanahashi clone flavor, but that just might. It's Tanahashi's retirement year. That's just kind of what it's going to be. And I think Tanahashi Taichi worked out as about as best it could for just two old guys doing a leg match. It was very funny when Taichi selling the leg was still more mobile than Tanahashi, because you see Tanahashi run the ropes and it's just like, wait, whose leg is being worked on? But no, I think the upper half is really good, and I'm very happy to be skipping all of the House of Torture stuff except for ZSJ Narita, which was okay.
Oh, come on, you!
It was good. Okay, it was good.
see that, and Alex, you want to add anything?
I've only started watching it, but I've been following all of Sean's reviews, which have been very helpful. Like me cherry pick my stuff. I'm really excited that Yuya Yamura is doing good because I really like him. I'm glad that Umino seems to be finally getting something going for him slowly, because he was dead in the water after Wrestle Kingdom. And then, Markeem, I know you're going to have something to talk about. I don't know why the fuck Evil is in the final of the G1. They should have gotten his ass out of the way.
Why?
We
I know why, because the guy in charge can't get over it.
Give me a second, and I will
Go for it,
man.
Alex, before Markeem gets started, Alex, let me know in the Discord what you think of the ZSJ match and then the Takeshita match, because I have very different feelings about both of those Umino matches.
Oh, okay. I will talk to you about that then.
Yes. I think the ZSJ match is actually really great, to be honest.
Yeah. I heard that one's really good too.
The Takeshita is not good till like the last 30 seconds, but this could all be easily avoided, man. I think
you can't.
The way that you do this, right? The way that you see, the more that you push these dudes, the less effective it is. That way, when
That's a problem.
Exactly. When something big happens with them, it comes off more impactful because you're not fucking pushing them, bro. You should not push these dudes. The problem with Evil is that not only did he advance, but he's the #1 seed. He is guaranteed a spot in the semifinal. Jota Tsuji is 5-4 in this tournament. He's advancing, but he's barely advancing. David Finlay did the same thing they always do. The guy is down and then wins every match to come back and advance to the fucking playoff round. You know how easily this could have been avoided? Yota Tsuji beats Tanahashi. Yota Tsuji beats Evil. He's the #1 seed. We position him as the top dude out of all these dudes. And then off to the races from there. And then an even better final match for the last A block night. An even better main event. You can have Finlay and Yuya face off for seeding. And if you want Finlay to advance, fine. I think David Finlay is in the Jay White ilk is a very good foil for a dude that you position as the top guy. Not the top guy, but a foil for a dude that you want to be the top guy. That is fine. That's fine. Dare I say good? The Evil match that you can have is him and Tanahashi. You can have him and Tanahashi for that. Tanahashi's eliminated now. He's defending the honor of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And then he beats this fool. That's the most effective way to do it. He beats this fool and he prevents him from fucking up the fucking G1 playoff round. And then on the other side, you can have Narita. You know why? You know why you can have Narita? You know why you can have Narita? Because he is a dude that is at least younger, that is not 100% stick, where the stick actually means something a bit later in the matches. And you can have him lose early. He can be the roadblock for one of those guys who want to advance. It's all you have to do. The A block 3 guys should be Yuya Uemura, Yota Tsuji is the 1 seed, and then David Finlay. It's that simple. Evil should not be advancing. You give him when he turned. You gave him that title win to establish, like, holy shit, this dude can win it anytime. And then immediately you tell the message, like, okay, we've established that, and now we're just not going to push him because they didn't push him. Like those matches were all meaningless mid-card matches. That's why when y'all came on here and y'all were like, man, this stuff is really ruining New Japan. None of this stuff really mattered at the time. The problem now is that it mattered, and it's so random. Why did you choose to do this when Yota Tsuji is on the cusp? If you're watching this tournament, who gets the loudest crowd reactions of anybody in this tournament? And it's far and away Yota Tsuji. It's not even close. The fans have told you, like, hey, this is the guy. This is the dude we choosing. This is the dude. To set it up with the booking. The booking is that Block was completely unimpeded. There's no Gabe Kidd injury to blame this on. Nobody has missed the show. The crowd told you they wanted Yota Tsuji. That's the guy. Not evil in the year 2025. Like Gato, for God's sake, man.
I mean, I think that's the big thing. It's Gato, right? I feel like you need to,
for God's sake,
we need a change of the guards at this point.
Big time.
You brought him back, and then the first thing he did was attack Sonata and was in a main event match, right? Chase said he should have won the title. And at the time I was like, I don't know. But you know what? He probably should have won the title right there. Honestly, when I really look back on it, because especially the way things have turned out now, when the crowd has told you, like, hey, we want this dude. You know why all these people are leaving? You know why all these people, you know why the G1 has struggled with attendance this year? Tetsuya Naito is, I think, the biggest reason, honestly, him not being there. The second reason is that they told you months ago, damn near a year ago, hey, man, we like this guy, Yota Tsuji. We like this dude, Yota Tsuji. I think at this point, these people are like, hey, man, you're never going to do it. So why should we even come do this? And even when he wins, he struggles to be positioned as the top dude. They like Konosuke Takeshita. They like his matches. He's not more over than Yota Tsuji. They like fucking Yuya Uemura. He's not more over than Yota Tsuji. It should be clear. We shouldn't be like, man, who is the guy? Oh my God, I don't know. It's Yota fucking Tsuji. Like, come on, man.
Are you fighting a losing battle at this point? Are you fighting a losing battle at this point for the way that New Japan has been progressing?
I think New Japan clearly
he wouldn't do this. He wouldn't do this.
He
man.
is doing it.
I don't know why. I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. I don't understand at all. Like, because before, like you motherfuckers were overreacting before, but now it's what you said it was. It's almost like when motherfuckers say how people say WWE main events or AEW main events are nothing but no selling and kickouts finishes, and he watched WWE main events and that's actually what it is. When everybody was like, "Oh man, the House of Torture is ruining this thing," I was like, "Bro, these dudes don't have matches that matter." The problem is now that now they do. That's the problem now. And I don't know why he took such a turn. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
Markeem, it's the heat. It's all about the heat. You gotta get that heat.
They were getting the heat before, Sean. They were getting the heat in the mid card. I don't understand this. I don't get it. I don't understand.
New Japan is a creatively bankrupt promotion, which is funny to watch while their sister promotion is doing incredibly well right now. On the other side,
Stardom, record fucking business. And guess what? They have a heel at the top of the company. They have a heel. You know why? You know why she works though? Because although they do the shtick, not all of the match, not every single match is the shtick. The main event matches are her having main event matches. What sucks the most about this House of Torture shit is that all of the matches are the same. I don't mind the chaos. I don't even mind. Half the time I don't even mind. The problem is that when I watch something enough, I don't need to keep seeing it. That's why the Transformers movies died, because it was the same movie every fucking time. We don't need the same fucking shit every time. And then you push it harder, and it's the same shit. I don't understand.
Michael Bay is coming back, baby.
Oh God,
Michael Bay is coming back, baby.
Don't get him started, man.
So
yeah, I'm not doing that tonight, but yeah.
So at this stage, obviously by the time you guys do your next show, G1's going to be over.
Over.
Do you have any predictions of what the final is going to be and who's going to win. Because for me personally, if it goes the way I think it does tomorrow with Takeshita and Umino going through and getting the matches that I mentioned earlier, I think those quarterfinals are going to go a long way in determining what the final is going to be. Because if in the scenario I laid out, if Tsuji and Takeshita win, then both the semifinals are going to be rematches from the blocks. And in those matches, Evil beat Tsuji and Zack beat Takeshita. And I don't think, if that happens, I don't think they're going to beat the same guy twice in both cases. So if that happens, I think your final is going to be Takeshita and Tsuji. That being said, I think it's also possible that we could see, I could definitely see Umino and Finlay as a final.
They did it in the New Japan Cup though.
Well, I think that might be the story is that
he lost the cup and he's gonna beat him. Don't do that. There's no need. I'm
not saying I'm gonna like it. I'm saying I could see them doing that.
Is Umino versus Tsuji in the finals possible?
No.
Yeah.
Because,
No.
Is it?
Because if Umino wins and Takeshita wins, then it's Umino and Tsuji in the quarters.
Okay.
If Narita wins, and so I don't think Okan's beating Umino. Because we'll put Okan at 10 points and just make things more confusing.
Then I would say you're probably right with it being Tsuji.
I think it could be Tsuji versus Umino if Ren Narita gets in.
Okay.
Because that would put Umino on the other side.
Okay.
And he would have to wrestle. But again, in that instance, for example, like they would be if Umino beats David Finlay, you're rematching Zack, and Umino already beat Zack in the tournament. So I don't think they beat him twice. I don't see a scenario where somebody gets beaten twice in the same tournament. So.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you really care about this finish of this? I'm just curious on how y'all are, because I'm checked out.
It depends on. No, go ahead, Alex. Go ahead.
For me, I'm always very interested with the G1 Climax winner because it leads to who faces the champion at Wrestle Kingdom. So I think it's going to be interesting because, is this going to be the time that you put the belt on Tsuji and you give him the chance to run with it? You tried that with Umino last year. It didn't work. I think going forward, it could be a very big telling of where New Japan goes next year based on the G1 winner.
So I'm gonna be completely biased here because in the sport of pro wrestling pick'em, I picked Takeshita to win. So I'm totally biased and say I would like Takeshita to win.
I would love it too. It'd be great.
And I think they could tell if the final is Takeshita and Tsuji, I think they could tell an interesting story that's along the lines of what they told in the past, where Tsuji has made it to the finals twice, he's lost twice, and the story becomes next year, can he finally break through that barrier and win the G1 Climax after coming so close 2 years prior?
Out of curiosity,
I think that could be something you can do, but we'll see.
Do you see any scenario where Zack Sabre goes to the finals?
Goes to the finals? I hope not.
Yes.
I mean, he could, but they haven't. The champion hasn't won it in a quarter century. So,
and
I think it's bad. I think
it's for 15 years. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's always a bad idea to do that because you're essentially giving the main event of Wrestle Kingdom away and not saving it. So I don't think Zack should go to the finals, and I think it makes it more.
Yeah, he's probably going to lose.
I agree, but I was just curious if anyone thought that was a possibility.
Yota Tsuji should win this tournament, and
absolutely.
I also think that Tsuji versus Finlay could be a final too.
But if they do it again, well, maybe because he beat him the first time. That'd be 2 A block guys, though. You think they do that?
No, Finlay is. Oh yeah, they are A block.
Yeah,
that's right.
They usually do separate brackets.
Yeah, I can't imagine it'd be 2 A block dudes. But I would love that final because those dudes have great chemistry. But man, I tell you what, Yota Tsuji should win. But Brandon, to answer your overarching question, yes, I do care, man. Because even watching this G1 tournament. Even though none of these matches have been high end in the past, obviously, it's impossible to replicate 2012 to 2019 New Japan. We know those days are dead. The pandemic killed pro wrestling in Japan. It is what it is. But one thing that I will say is that with the crowd, with the vibes, Walker Stewart on commentary, all that stuff. Nothing gives me the feeling like this company when it's hit. Even like the,
when
even
it's hitting, that's the thing.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like
during some of these G1 matches, I feel it, bro. I'm like, bro, it's in here. It's here. We just need
last year.
We just
felt
need
that at Sakara Genesis. Like we felt that. Like, but there's
that's what I'm saying. It's here. It's here. We just need. We need this fool. We need this fool gone. That's what it is.
I'll be honest.
Like the all the ingredients are there. I'm tired of people saying the talent is gone. Did you see fucking?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm just saying.
Did you see Rohei Oiwa and Yuya Uemura? Did you see that finishing stretch? If you think the talent is gone, if that wasn't like the way that was laid out and all that stuff, if that wasn't like an Okada counter sequence, I don't know what it was, bro. Like the talent is there. Those dudes can wrestle. All those dudes can wrestle. We need this fool gone. It's just that simple. Once Gato is gone, maybe we can get where we need to be.
Who do you put in his place, though?
I have no fun. Me. How about that? Me. I don't know.
Can Tanahashi book? Can Tanahashi book?
Right.
Anybody else? Well, not Bully. No, not Bully. But
no.
Just we know.
Does Rocky want to move?
Rocky Romero. There we go.
Rocky want to move?
Rocky books the American shows, and everybody complains about those shows because they feel meaningless. But one thing about them is that they're usually good. They're usually good. So yes, Rocky Romero.
I think a bad dude Tito match right now.
But a legitimate question though, Markeem, can you see? And I know Rocky's been in New Japan forever, but can you see a Gaijin booking New Japan? Like, is that kind of like
not?
Just Rocky?
No, I'm just saying, like,
Gato has a Gaijin mindset.
The thing is, you could do a thing where it would be like you have Tanahashi as the booker.
But it's actually
it's actually Rocky. If you think that's a problem, because Stan Hansen apparently did that for.
Oh, okay.
That's what they say. Yeah, that's what they say.
Okay. But again, I don't have a problem with it. I have nothing against it. But I'm just saying, like, culturally, I know, like, that's a big thing in Japan. Is that like a Japanese like that's one reason why like. Everyone's like, they're never going to sell the WWE because
that's why you do what Josh did. You do it.
Yeah. I mean, apparently that was for years that was Bob is the booker, but Hansen was actually doing
hand on talking to the guys, talking about finishes and stuff. Yeah, that was the whole thing. But the thing is that Rocky actually gives you the best of both worlds because Rocky would still do this House of Torture shit. It just wouldn't be pushed. He would. If you watch him in CMLL, he likes this type of stuff. He just knows its place. He knows its place, man. God damn it, man. Jesus Christ.
One more thing on House of Torture is that, and I just wanted to add this, is that they had 2 off ramps this year if they wanted to I don't know, break it up or whatever, but they had 2 off ramps for House of Torture this year that they did not take. And in both cases, they became stronger than ever.
The dog cage was the one. What was the other one?
That was
Tanahashi that wrestled.
Yeah, Tanahashi.
Okay.
That was it. Gotcha. They could have just put on it. Tana goes, if I beat you, Evil, then y'all got to disband because I'm just
honestly, if I was in charge, I would just say that, hey, my booking would be just okay, Evil's done. You are Takaaki Watanabe now. You're just that's what you are. You're serious pro wrestler again.
Big issue though. I haven't watched the match yet.
Remove the stick because that dude is actually not a bad pro wrestler. We've seen him have good matches.
He is good.
Remove the stick, man.
Times. But it's
stick out of here.
Very disheartening that the last Tanahashi G1 match, arguably one of the best G1 wrestlers of all time, was that against Evil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, was that shit?
It was
which is the worst match of the. It ain't even just a Evil match. That is the worst match of the whole tournament. That's so annoying, bro.
That's very frustrating.
Maybe the greatest wrestler in the history of this tournament with the worst match in the entire tournament, and one of the worst ever. One of the worst matches to ever happen in that tournament. It's annoying. It's annoying.
Yeah.
I think Takeshita is winning, and my gut tells me they're going to try to give him a cup of coffee with the world title and then have somebody get it off him in the Umino, Uemura, Tsuji realm. And my fear is that it is Umino. I think they're doing the Kojima thing where they get a outsider to hold the title for a cup of coffee. and then have a young-ish person
And
get
then
it.
have him lean all the way heel at that point. Have
Yeah.
to catch them.
Yeah.
You might be right. You might be right. And then have like the guy who comes from the dojo.
I don't want it to sound like I'm
Fact.
fantasy booking because that's just something I would do, but it feels like that's the direction it's going to go. It would be weird for Takeshita to walk out of Wrestle Kingdom as champion, but I mean, unless you want to continually have the G1 winner cash in earlier, like Zach did.
No, don't do that.
I don't know
They
if you
did that
wanna
to get
keep
the
doing
belt
that.
off Naito because Naito was garbage.
But
at that
also I like that too because oh shit, it gives the guys someone to actually chase that actually feels like a top guy.
Yep.
and then Takeshita will do tours because he's done tours. You know what I mean? And if he because like he's the one guy. He's the like they say dual contract. Takeshita will tour. He's done it. He's toured over there. He'll do the tours. So if he goes, hey Tony, I want to spend some time over here. That's what I'm doing for the next few months. Tony
TK is
Khan
going to say no to his
Gonna
guy
let him do it.
holding New Japan's top belt.
Yeah,
No,
like no.
but we can discuss all of that after the G.
It's in there, man. That's all I'm gonna say. It's
Okay.
Brandon. It's in there. Let's get him out of here.
All right.
No Gato 2026. No Gato.
I like it. I like it.
But maybe
Hashtag fire Gato.
What happens if you bring somebody in, they get rid of Gato, but they keep the other guy?
No sour, baby.
Togo? From Togo?
Yeah.
Oh God.
They keep
No sour wrong guy 2012. Woo.
Oh, hey, whoa. Relax.
Okay. But I think we've covered everything that I wanted to cover.
We'll be back.
Before-
Okay, go ahead.
Before Brandon gets out of here, at 10 p.m. Eastern time, in fact, as soon as the show ends, an extra will be uploaded to my channel where I review this fight stick next to me. I talk about the movie Weapons. I talk about the new Naked Gun movie, and I talk about Death Stranding 2. So check it out if you're interested in any of that.
We'll post it in the Discord because
Discord.
the Discord.
Discord is in the chat and in the description. Also, if you want to ask some questions, it's in the description as well. The first account that I created to make those questions, I've completely forgot it, and I had to create a new one. So we have a new link in there. So send your questions if you've sent it before. Send it again so we can make sure that we have it. I have the password, so I can make sure I can get in there as well. So if you guys want to be a part of this show, send your questions in, and we'll be able to knock those out for sure. Real quick, I'll ask a question that was asked last time. It asked for 3. We'll make it short so we can get out of here. Ask for 1. Favorite cartoon of all time. Not counting superheroes, not counting anime. Favorite cartoon of all time.
I will say Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I knew you was gonna do it.
It's technically not anime. It's technically not anime.
I need a minute. Hang on.
Oh man, you put me on the spot. What about you, Jake?
Man.
I'll go. The original Betty Boop stuff from like the 20s.
Really? Wow.
I like the fact that like all the stuff going on in the background. I like all of that. I like all of the.
I'm a season
like the
1 Rocco's Modern Life kind of guy. So that's what
there
I'm
you
gonna
go.
pick on there.
That's good.
Oh, I got mine.
Go ahead.
Transformers Prime. Easily.
Oh, there you go. Good one.
Transformers Prime.
I'm gonna go Samurai Jack.
That's good.
That's great. That's
You know
great
what?
show.
Changing my answer. Samurai Jack.
Jake, what about you, man?
I don't know. I was like little when I was like phasing out the cartoon stuff and getting into live action. I think like underrated, like age well would be like, I don't know. Angry Beavers was actually funny.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Great
One
show.
of those
The
shows that's
first
actually
episode
funny
we
and not
aired
just
that,
kid
yeah.
funny.
Dude,
Yeah.
Angry
Angry Beavers.
Early
Recess.
SpongeBob.
Recess was good. Like first 2 seasons of Recess was pretty
was good.
solid.
Yeah.
Rugrats was my shit, man. I love the Rugrats. That show was awesome.
Making pudding at midnight. I get that so much in my 30s now. I
that's a
get
great
it
one,
so
man.
much.
God,
I've
that
lost
joke's
complete
great.
control of my life.
You saying no superheroes kind of handicapped me though.
That,
'cause
that,
would've been-
Yeah.
they made it. The question said, "Make sure it's no superheroes."
Oh,
Because my
So I
if
don't
you
like
go
Batman,
superhero,
animated series.
Oh yeah, I mean like animes in
it's
general.
not even that.
Yeah, Batman and
It's
Spider-Man, yeah.
it's the original
Dude.
Superman.
Man in the
man,
chat.
slice stuff. That don't count, Josh.
Yes,
Stop
it
doing
counts.
that. That
Counts.
does not count. Stop doing that.
How does that not count? How does that not count?
Because they were theatrical releases. They weren't even
Oh,
cartoons,
fuck
man.
off.
But everything was a
Fine.
theatrical release.
Bob's Burgers. Then how about that? Is that better?
Theatrical releases. They were all theatrical releases.
The
Burgers
Fleischer
is awesome.
Superman does not count, brother. It does not
Then
count.
none of that. Then nothing before 1950 something doesn't count.
You're right. So I don't know why you said Betty
Oh,
Boop.
yeah,
You're right.
fuck you.
All
That was a good one. I like
we'll
that
be
guy.
back in 2 weeks to talk about the Forbidden Door. I think that show will have happened by then. So
Yeah.
All right.
talk by then and other stuff as well.
Later.
Damn.
Later, y'all.